else I wanted to ask you, I mean, your profile is up there. I mean, I see you everywhere, which is a good sign. I was talking about this with Linus actually in the gym and on the phone not too long ago. How important is it for boxers nowadays to, you know, boost up their profile and get people paying attention to themselves? And because there's a lot of amateurs out there that I see that don't really do that, like yourself. How important is it for you to just get your name out there and build up a big fan base already before you enter the pros?
Yeah, like, it just depends on your ambition. Because some people take this amateur thing as a serious hobby, whereas I want this to be my life. And I understand that the amateurs is the sport, the boxing is the business, and you have to create a brand in the pros. AJ's got his own brand, even Linus has got his own brand now. And I understand that I've got to get people to pay attention to me. I've got to get bums on seats. So not only have I got to be exciting on my fights, I've got to be fan friendly, have a fan friendly profile. I'm real, I'm still me, but I understand that I have to be more out there. But at the same time, I understand there's a fine line between overstepping the mark as an amateur to being a professional, because it's two different games. It's two different games. If you're trying to act like a pro whilst you're an amateur, that can rub some people up the wrong way, and I'm not trying to do that, but I'm trying to put myself in a good position for when the time comes to turn professional, I can do so, because a lot of professionals, they struggle. Like, if you speak to a lot of professionals and they're struggling to sell tickets, after they've paid their opponent, their purse is pennies. I want this to be my full-time job. So I understand getting my name out there is important, and that's a risk in itself. That's a risk in itself, because you put yourself under a lot of pressure to perform. But if you can't do this now, then how are you going to do it as a professional? That's just the way I see it.
Exactly. And speaking of the amateur and the professional game, I mean, last month we had two of the most decorated amateurs battle each other in Madison Square Garden. You know who I'm talking about, Lomachenko and Rigondeaux. What were your thoughts on that fight? Was you disappointed in the outcome? And you know, how did you predict that Lomachenko was going to defeat him, or like, how did you see it going? And was you disappointed with the end of it?
I predicted Lomachenko was going to defeat him. I didn't see it the way it was going. But what you've got to realise with Lomachenko, for one, I didn't realise until the weigh-in the size difference. And as soon as I saw the size difference, I thought, okay, he's definitely going to win this fight. Because what Lomachenko is good at doing is imposing his range. And with a size advantage and a strength advantage, and with his footwork, you can impose your range. And so he imposed his range on Rigondeaux and just dominated the fight, like danced around him at times. And like Rigondeaux couldn't set himself to land his counter shots. He'd have to slip on the inside and shoot. But when Lomachenko was trebling up those punches, there was nothing he could do, and
didn't have an answer for it.
And yeah, Lomachenko. I think Lomachenko's going to struggle when he steps up to someone like Mikey Garcia. I'm a big fan of Mikey Garcia. He's no special effects, but he's strong, man. His fundamentals are strong. He's got good footwork. He keeps people on the end of his jab, and you saw what he did to Broner. By himself, I think he had an amateur career of like 300 fights, like 7 losses. So he's no slouch as an amateur, like 4-time Golden Glove champion. And you saw what Mikey Garcia did to him.
I mean, it's good to hear your opinion on this, because my next question actually was going to be you picking some winners in some upcoming fights for me. So I'm going to just give you some fights, and then I want you to just predict the winner of them. So Mikey Garcia and Lomachenko was actually one of them. So you picking Mikey Garcia for that one?
Mikey Garcia.
All right. So how about Keith Thurman and Errol Spence?
Errol Spence.
Triple G and Canelo.
Triple G.
Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder.
Deontay Wilder.
Yes. What else have we got coming up? We've got Danny Garcia, who's taken on Brandon Rios.
Oh, Danny Garcia.
Danny Garcia all day. What else is upcoming? Yeah, they're the ones that I had in my head right now. I mean, there's a lot of fights this year. Is there one fight in particular that you're looking forward to the most, or that you want to see for this year?
Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. And the only reason I'm saying Deontay, I want Anthony Joshua to win. Like, we saw it in the first 2 rounds or 3 rounds with Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, when just someone's just so horribly awkward, like you got to take a second to suss him out. And don't get me wrong, I know Mayweather was easing himself through the rounds, but he was sussing him out because he knew that those erratic punches, like you don't know where they're coming from because he's not fundamental. And we saw he actually caught Mayweather with an uppercut. In the heavyweight division, I think Deontay Wilder's just going to be so reckless. I think he could catch AJ. I think it's a 50-50 fight, and the only reason I'm saying Deontay Wilder is I think he might land first, and but I'd like AJ to win that fight because I'm a big fan. Yeah, you asked me.
Do you think Deontay Wilder? Do you think he'll be the last man standing in the heavyweight division, or can you see Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury.
It's just he's awkwardly fundamentally sound, whereas Deontay Wilder is just awkward, not fundamentally sound. Tyson Fury can switch. He's got good footwork. If Tyson Fury fights AJ in his first fight back, though, I think AJ's got to beat him. AJ just works too hard, man. He's just a beast. Like, hard work beats talent. Talent don't work hard. I really don't know who would be the last man standing. They're all pretty much 50-50, but if I had to pick, Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury.
At his best.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, well, listen, Josh, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I appreciate you taking the time out to speak to me. And like I said, you were looking sharp in training today, man. I'm going to have to actually come up Nottingham and watch you train up there and see some of the rest of the bad boys, if that's cool. Yeah, definitely.
You're welcome. Big up the boxing Lowdown. Follow me at JoshGoods08 on Instagram, Joshua Goodin 3 on Twitter, and I'm the Golden Kid.
No doubt. Thanks for talking to us, Josh.
Love.